There is a secret kept under lock and key that few manage to see, a secret that doesn't lie in bank accounts or investments, but in how you think and feel about wealth. Imagine being able to awaken your mind to a reality where success is not a matter of luck, but of conscious decision. Today, you will be invited to dive into the ancient wisdom of Solomon and the revealing principles of Napoleon Hill, and discover how this powerful combination can forever transform your financial mindset. Prepare yourself for a deep journey, where applied faith, self-suggestion, and an abundance mentality intertwine to create a new paradigm of prosperity. What you are about to hear is not mere theory, it is an invitation to awaken your inner power and create inevitable success. The mind is the battlefield where your new reality will be cultivated, and the key to opening this door is closer than you think. Are you ready to hear the secret that can forever change how you attract wealth? Then stay with me until the end, because the power of the mind, when well trained, can lead you to a prosperous, conscious, and purposeful life. There is a silent secret that separates those who merely survive from those who truly prosper. It is not hidden in vaults, nor in magical formulas. It dwells in the space between a thought and a decision. True wealth begins in the invisible, in what you believe, in what you repeat internally, in what you accept as truth about yourself. When trained with wisdom, the mind becomes the source of all external abundance, while many search for solutions outside themselves. The key has always been within. Thoughts are seeds, and the mind is the soil. When you learn to water these seeds with the right words, clear intention, and applied faith, something powerful happens. It's as if the universe begins to respond with synchronicity, as if invisible doors open before firm steps. Wealth starts to form in the mind before manifesting in the bank account. Deciding to prosper is not an external event, but an internal choice, renewed each day. And the most beautiful part, it doesn't matter where you are right now. Scarcity may have surrounded your life until now, but what the mind can conceive, it can achieve. If you dare to reprogram your mind and break free from limiting beliefs, you will discover that financial abundance is a reflection of abundant consciousness. The time is now. Declare your intention. Comment below the phrase, "I choose to live with clarity." Like this video so that this journey transforms not only your mind, but your reality. Many seek wealth, but few understand that prospering with purpose requires more than effort, it requires wisdom. Today, you will plunge into two of the greatest legacies ever to touch the earth, the teachings of King Solomon, a man of divine wisdom, and the timeless principles of Napoleon Hill, master of spiritual financial intelligence. This union reveals a clear route. It's not enough to desire wealth. You must train it in thought and root it in the heart. Solomon asked for wisdom, not gold. Hill spent 25 years discovering how millionaires think. Both understood that true power lies not in what you have, but in what you decide to think every day. By connecting applied faith with an organized plan, you not only build assets, but a prosperous life guided by spiritual understanding and wise counsel. The secret is not in accumulating, but in attracting conscious wealth from the inside out. You are about to learn how to break the cycle of scarcity and activate an abundance mentality that generates financial freedom not by luck, but by decision with discernment. The wisdom of Solomon and Napoleon Hill's principles are not just stories, they are maps. And those who follow these paths awaken a new vision. The King's vision, prospering with faith and purpose. It all begins by opening your eyes to what is eternal. Solomon wasn't born rich. He became the most prosperous man of his time because he asked for what many overlook: wisdom. When given the chance to request anything from God, he didn't ask for victory. He didn't ask for gold. He didn't ask for fame. He asked for discernment to govern well. And because of that, he received not only divine wisdom, but also countless riches. This act reveals something powerful. True prosperity is born from wisdom well applied. Solomon's relevance extends beyond the biblical narrative, lives in principles that withstand time. The man who wrote Proverbs, still shaping leaders today, understood that lasting wealth doesn't come from quick gains, but from decisions made with purpose. His life teaches that prospering with faith is not accidental. It's the result of a mind trained for spiritual understanding and reverence for the Lord. Financial abundance begins in a heart aligned with eternal principles. Even now, in a world of speed and distractions, Solomon's wisdom echoes like a beacon for those seeking to live with intention. His journey shows that having a king's vision broad, generous, guided by justice attracts not just money, but meaning. To prosper with purpose is more than to have. It is to be, to know, and to choose wisely what to build, why to build it, and with whom to walk. And it all begins in the mind, with a silent yet powerful decision. Napoleon Hill wasn't born into a cradle of gold, but he devoted his life to uncovering how the world's richest men thought. For 25 years, he interviewed leaders like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and Andrew Carnegie. And do you know what he discovered? That they all built their wealth not just through actions, but through well-directed thoughts. His book, Think and Grow Rich, became an ageless manual, revealing that the mind is the first gold mine to be explored. Hill taught that everything begins with a burning desire, but not a vague desire, a specific goal, infused with faith and maintained with persistence. The secret wasn't in the business techniques, but in the beliefs. In how someone reprograms their mind daily through self-suggestion. He showed that the subconscious doesn't distinguish between the real and the imagined. Therefore, when you train your thought with creative visualization and words of power, you shape reality in your favor. Hill's influence isn't confined to the pages of his book, but resonates in the silent transformations of millions who came to believe they could prosper with purpose. He reinforces that conscious wealth begins when you decide to think differently, when you declare your intention and act with wisdom. The mind is the soil, and Hill was the master guide teaching how to plant the right seeds. But knowing this isn't enough, must be lived every single day. When you look at biblical wisdom and compare it to modern prosperity principles, you see that both point to the same foundations: faith, decision, and focus. Nothing that truly transforms comes from outside. The Bible speaks of sowing and reaping, of guarding the heart, and Hill teaches that what we feed internally defines what we manifest externally. Prosperity, before being a bank balance, is an internal state of trust, vision, and obedience to principles. Solomon teaches us that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Hill reminds us that without a clear purpose and applied faith, no action has strength. Two distinct worlds, one spiritual, the other practical, revealing the same key: the power of the mind when connected to truth. It's no coincidence, it's revelation. Faith is not an abstract feeling, it's a conscious choice to believe. Before seeing, discernment is spiritual and financial alike. The truth is that the human mind was designed to create, not merely react. And properly directed faith is like a lens that focuses the unseen until it becomes visible. Spiritual understanding makes room for spiritual financial intelligence. This is where a prosperous life is born, at the convergence of the eternal and the applicable, between wisdom from God and discipline from decision. To prosper with faith is a daily choice, and it always begins within you. Made his request. He wasn't thinking of himself, but of the people he would lead. He knew exactly why he needed wisdom to fulfill a greater purpose. This distinction separates superficial desires from powerful decisions. Clarity is strength. Clarity cuts through the noise. Clarity moves the heavens. Doubt paralyzes, but purpose illuminates the path. Napoleon Hill stated firmly, "No lasting success is possible without a definite chief aim." This isn't about bucket lists. It's about deciding your mission. It's when you tell your mind, this is where we are going. And by repeating that purpose with emotion and truth, you reprogram your mind. Activate the power of self-suggestion and train the subconscious to work in your favor. This is how the millionaire mind is born, with direction, not luck. Therefore, today, ask yourself, why do you want to attract wealth? Is it to serve, to build, to liberate your family from scarcity? Whatever the reason, declare it with intention. Write it down, speak it aloud, feel it. Clarity of purpose is like a beacon in the dark. It doesn't remove obstacles, but shows you where to paddle. And those with direction have power. They have a king's vision. They have conscious wealth, and that already changes everything. Now that you understand the importance of a defined purpose, it's time to turn that understanding into action. Thinking isn't enough, you must declare. Grab a piece of paper, a journal, or even your phone, and write, "My financial purpose is," and complete it with whatever comes from your heart. Write as if you are signing a pact with your own destiny. Name your goal. Clarity doesn't happen by chance. It is created by conscious intention. After writing, speak it out loud. Yes, speak. Declare your intention as if you are planting a seed in the fertile soil of the subconscious. It doesn't matter if no one is listening, your mind is. And when you hear yourself speak with conviction, something begins to shift internally. This is a simple but powerful exercise. Hill called it self-suggestion. The Bible calls it the power of words. Both recognize that what you declare with faith has creative force. This habit of declaring your purpose aloud may seem small, but it is a daily mental training that reprograms your mind for success with purpose. By doing it, you activate your abundance mentality, break free from limiting beliefs, and begin to see through spiritual eyes. Make it a sacred practice. Remember, to prosper with faith requires commitment. Start today. Start small, but start with truth. Faith is not merely believing in something, it is living as if it were already real. Solomon built a kingdom based on this unshakable faith, grounded in divine wisdom. He not only knew what to do, but trusted the God who guided him. This is applied faith, when you act with conviction before seeing the results. Faith is an inner vision. It is when the soul already sees what the eyes cannot yet perceive. And this faith is what moves internal mountains. Napoleon Hill revealed that every millionaire he studied shared one trait: faith in their own purpose. And that faith was strengthened daily through self-suggestion. They repeated their goals, declared their destiny, visualized their financial freedom in detail. They understood that the subconscious responds to emotional repetition. That is why they fed their minds with words of abundance and thoughts of success. It was a ritual, a sacred discipline. When you begin declaring every day, "I am worthy of prosperity and I attract it with wisdom," your mind starts aligning with this new reality. And gradually, old beliefs of scarcity give way to the new identity you are forming. This is mental training. This is spirituality applied to financial life. Faith, when combined with the practice of self-suggestion, becomes a magnet for prosperity. But it requires consistency, surrender, and decision. The human mind is like a garden. If you don't plant, weeds will grow. And what grows most in the silence of the soul are the beliefs we repeat without noticing. That is why reprogramming the mind is not a luxury. It is an urgency. One of the most powerful ways to do this is with daily affirmations. Affirmations are declarations that shape your inner world and, over time, transform the outer world. They are not merely pretty phrases, they are spiritual seeds that rewrite the subconscious. To begin, look at yourself in the mirror or close your eyes for a few seconds and say with intention, "I am worthy of prosperity, and I attract it with presecto." And I attract it with Wisdom. Feel that phrase vibrating within you. Repeat it in the morning and before bed. Make it a habit. When you speak with emotion, you plant deeply. Faith comes by hearing, even when you are the one speaking. Training thought is aligning mind, body, and spirit to a king's vision. These affirmations, practiced consistently, break the chains of limiting beliefs placed in you over a lifetime. They replace "I cannot" with "I choose." "This is not for me" with "financial abundance is my birthright." This is how change begins, not in the world, but in you, with words, with truth, with applied faith. The power of the mind is at your disposal. Just decide to use it every day. One of the most overlooked secrets of prosperity is the ability to decide quickly, firmly, with discernment. Solomon understood this. When he had to choose between gold and wisdom, he did not hesitate. Napoleon Hill, in studying history's wealthiest men, noticed the same pattern. They decided quickly and changed slowly. The indecisive postponed destiny. Wealth, by its very nature, flees from those who doubt and approaches those who choose with clarity. To decide is more than to choose. It is to eliminate other options. It is to commit to the path. And to persist is to continue even when emotions shift. Hill said that those who achieved great feats learned to carry on even after hearing no, even after falling. Persistence is not stubbornness, it is faith in motion. It is the inner voice saying, "I have not arrived yet, but I am on my way." And this transforms the journey. Life will test your decision. It will offer distractions, fears, shortcuts. But those who seek financial freedom, those who aim to prosper with purpose, must cultivate this inner strength, firm decision, and silent persistence. A millionaire mind is not built overnight. It is forged with each choice aligned to your purpose, with every no to what doesn't add value, and every yes to what brings you closer. Today's decision defines your tomorrow. There comes a moment when thinking is no longer enough. It's time to act. Perhaps you've been postponing for months or even years a financial decision that could change your story. You know that? Enrollment in a course on spiritual financial intelligence. That difficult conversation about organizing debts, or even that brave step of starting to invest. Today, not tomorrow, is the day to break this cycle of delay. The time is now. The size of the action doesn't matter, the movement does. Sometimes, change begins with something as simple as opening a spreadsheet and listing your expenses, or seeking out a book on financial wisdom in the Bible. What you must stop is remaining stuck, feeding the idea that I'll deal with this someday. Make a decision with discernment today, even if small, but aligned with your King's vision. Decide as if you are declaring, "I am ready to build my new reality." Prosperity with faith does not fall from the sky, is attracted by those who honor their inner commitments. Each concrete action strengthens your abundance mentality and weakens the limiting beliefs that once ruled your choices. Start now. Choose consciously. Act wisely. Don't wait for an external sign. The sign is here, in this moment. This is your chance to declare in deeds what you already believe in spirit. Imagine your mind as a vast garden where each thought is a seed cast into the fertile soil of the subconscious. If you plant doubts and fears, you will inevitably harvest crops of scarcity and insecurity. But when you choose to plant ideas of abundance, applied faith, and creative visualization, you prepare the ground for a generous harvest. The secret lies in tending this garden daily, removing the weeds of limiting beliefs that insist on growing. The attention you give your internal dialogue is like the water that nourishes the plants in this garden. Words have power. The power of words is real and transformative. When you train thought with positive affirmations, declarations of conscious wealth, and attitudes of richness, you enrich this mental soil. A millionaire mind is not born of luck, but of constant, dedicated cultivation of soil fertile in purpose and faith. And remember, seeds you plant today don't always germinate by tomorrow. Patience and persistence are the seasons that transform the soil. Solomon knew this when he asked for wisdom to govern with discernment. Napoleon Hill reinforced that success is the outcome of an organized and persistent plan. Cultivating the mind as a garden is an invitation to financial freedom and a prosperous life that first springs forth within you. Many carry within their minds true invisible barriers that prevent prosperity from blooming. Fear is a shadow that paralyzes thought, stealing the courage to act. Religious guilt, unfortunately, traps the heart in a cycle where money is seen as dirty or forbidden. These limiting beliefs lodge themselves in the subconscious and create a silent prison that hinders the attraction of conscious wealth. When someone grows up with an internal voice saying money is the root of all evil, or seeking wealth isn't spiritual, they are sowing in the soil of fear and scarcity. These beliefs turn the mind into arid ground where an abundance mentality cannot thrive. It's a real challenge that many ignore, but one that must be confronted with courage and truth. Because only by breaking these cycles can prosperity with faith flourish. Recognizing these barriers is the first step toward rebirth and financial freedom. You must renew your mind using self-suggestion to replace "I can't" with "I can." Change begins within you when you decide to face fear and claim the presocks, and claim the divine wisdom that liberates. Spiritual understanding opens doors, allowing spiritual financial intelligence to guide your steps toward a prosperous and abundant life. When we view the path to prosperity through the lens of wisdom, we realize it all comes down to three essential pillars: a clear purpose, continuous faith, and firm decisions. Solomon and Napoleon Hill show us that the millionaire mind is not a gift, but a daily construction. It is the sum of these attitudes that transforms not only your wallet, but the essence of your life. These principles invite us to understand that true wealth is not just money in the bank, but conscious wealth born from the alignment of mind, spirit, and action. An abundance mentality reflects expanded consciousness, where limiting beliefs are replaced by confidence and determination. To prosper with purpose means to live in harmony with the eternal principles that govern creation. This is the deepest lesson. What the mind can conceive and believe with faith, it can achieve. Transformation begins within, with the decision to train thought, harness the power of the mind, and awaken to a new reality. The journey is not easy, but it is powerful, and you are closer than you imagine. The question that remains is what will be the next step your mind conceives to prosper? The moment of truth has arrived. Knowing is only the beginning of transformation. True change happens when learning translates into action. Now that you have discovered how Solomon's wisdom merges with Napoleon Hill's financial intelligence, here's the question: what will be the first step you take today to train your mind for wealth? Consider it a seed that needs to be planted with courage. Every small gesture, every decision made with clarity and applied faith will strengthen your abundance mentality and open paths to a prosperous, fulfilling life. The secret is not to wait for the perfect moment, but to act with persistence and commitment now, breaking the chains of limiting beliefs that hold you back. It is action that transforms, and action that attracts. Therefore, I invite you to write in the comments, what action will you take today to train your mind for wealth? Share this intention. This is your declaration to the universe and to yourself. Wisdom only manifests when it becomes action. Comment, connect, and be part of this journey that will renew your mind and your life. The time is now. Reaching this point means more than simply watching a video. It signifies that you are ready for real change, living and feeling deeply. The power of words, the power of the mind, and an abundance mentality is what transforms not just your bank account, but your very essence. Remember, financial freedom and a prosperous life begin when you decide to act with wisdom, applied faith, and purpose. If this content touched your heart and awakened something within you, like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And subscribe to the channel to continue this journey of financial wisdom. And don't forget to comment below the phrase, "I am ready to build my new reality." This is your moment of connection, your declaration to the universe and yourself. Change begins in you, in the firm decision to train your thinking and renew your mind. Stay strong, persist, and remember, what the mind can conceive, it can achieve. You have the power to prosper with purpose and faith. Go forth and make it happen.